What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King 053, Mr. Easy Money, covering trending topics from local to abroad. Politics, I'm asking the questions: who's fooling who? Sports, from soccer, boxing, and MMA, I cover it all. Monthly motivational talks to inspire you. One thing for sure, I bring the receipts. So like and subscribe to be part of the movement.
These are going to be the consequences. If you chase away Johan Rupert, is a good example. Who suffers the most?
Sure, because it's very nice for us to laugh and clap hands and let's say Abelungu say we're leaving. And the question is, who does suffer the most?
And by the way, I don't have to answer that question. The answer to that question is study history. Just go next door to Zimbabwe and see what happens when you do that.
Some of the smarter, sorry.
And by the way, and if you think we are, I don't know, different, we're not.
Sure.
The average Zimbabwean, on a literacy level, you and I both will agree, outshines the average South African because their education system is so good.
Sure.
So what do you think happens if the impact is the same, but the quality of education is not even the same? And, everything that's happened south of Central Africa, people migrate south. Where's our south?
Rutendo Matinyarare, a Zimbabwean guy, is a mate of mine.
What a guy. I saw the interview we did with him.
He said, when you look at, because black South Africans are arrogant on the continent, and largely not because of anything black South Africans have built, but what British colonizers and
did he say that?
And white Afrikaners have done. If you compare black South Africans to other black Africans who generally own and run their economies, black South Africans on average are much poorer.
Yes.
So to what you're saying, never mind what's going to happen. If you compare the average Zimbabwean now who is struggling and having to grow their own food, they can grow their own food. They may not have money or whatever, but they are wealthier, smarter, stronger. Some of them even physically. That's why some have been argued to be the ones behind some of the crimes in South Africa, catching transit, because the way they trained militarily and stuff is much more grittier than us.
So if you think about
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy King053, Mr. Easy Money. Thank you guys for tuning in my channel. King said so. It is always a pleasure to have you guys. And today we have a nice topic to address, because you guys know, if you know me, for those who have been in my channel for some time now, for the past month, you know how passionate I am about black empowering black lifting black, and black black showing black love. Understand? And so with that note, I want to thank you guys for all the support, the messages on the comment section. You guys are really encouraging me to do much more than I'm doing. I'm trying my best to find time on my busy schedule to record something and edit it and put it out there for you guys, because you guys really are inspiring me to do so. So today we're speaking about Penuel the Black Pen and Vusi Thembekwayo, about, how do I put this now, about their views about apartheid and white people and black people. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. They have, both of them think alike when it comes to apartheid, when it comes to how white people must be perceived and how black people are. You understand? And this interview with them, this is, I watch a lot of Vusi Thembekwayo's material. And when Vusi speaks, you learn a lot. I can't say the same about Penuel. Penuel has got his own thing that he's doing there on the side. But when Vusi speaks, you really learn a lot when it comes to business, how to speak, how to carry yourself, and all of those things. When Vusi speaks, I mean, Vusi is a billionaire, so multi-millionaire, let me say multi-millionaire, close to billion. And like I said, if when a person like that walks in the room, me and you should shut up and listen. You understand? Penuel also doing good on his channel, also speaking nicely on his channel, but I have an issue with the ideology when it comes to this thing of apartheid. And Vusi is repeating it, showing me that he is not learning from what the people are saying, and he's not getting it. Why is it that people hate me so much? It's because you hate your people. Now, Vusi then goes without being asked a question, just like what he did at ENCA with when he was interviewed there and spoke about the apartheid government would have caught AKA's killer in 24 hours, suggesting that the apartheid government is better than this government now. Now, I have proven that in my last video. You can go and check where I speak about him. And he also speaks that okay, let me go not go there. He then says, if Johan Rupert, now you see where you're going to the number one public enemy white guy in South Africa. The guys that are milking this country is Johan Rupert is number one. Don't care who you say. He's there in the top three. Either way. He says, if that guy goes, who's going to suffer the most? To say black people are going to suffer the most. Now, if he lives with his shares of DSTV, ShopRite, and all of these shops that he owns, what I believe is that he will leave a space, a void to be filled. You understand? And other companies will come from all around the world because they will come. They know South Africa is there to be taken, to be exploited, and they will come here. And then Vusi says, I don't have to tell you how South Africa is going to suffer if Johan Rupert, one person, leaves. He says, look at your neighbors, Zimbabwe. You understand? He says, look at your neighbors, Zimbabwe, and learn from history. And my brother, you are quite correct. We look at Zimbabwe, how they implemented taking their land. That is why South Africa is slowly, gradually trying to take the land back and not rushing into things like Zimbabwean did. So we look at the history, we study the history. Most importantly, we learn from the history. We learn from it. It's very important to learn from it. Why is it that we South Africans are so, not all of us, but these South Africans that have went outside and made some money like Vusi, why are they so fearful about white people leaving our country? Every country in Africa is dancing to the tune of the West. When we know very well all the minerals to run planet Earth are in the motherland, Africa. Africa does not need any other continent. But every other continent needs Africa. They need us more than we need them. If we are to close export and close import, Africa will survive and the rest of the world will suffer. Why are you not saying that? Is that not a fact? Is that not a fact that all of these big white companies are here in Africa milking the minerals of this land? Milking the people, the labor of this land? This boy, Penuel, has got the audacity to say black South Africans have built nothing. You know, what in our country that we did not build? All the mines come from these hands. I'm here in Kimberley, where the big hole is, where diamonds were found and exported to India and the rest of the world. But the mines, they were run by black people. The white people does not have that type of labor. Black people are physically strong and superior to any other people. Go anywhere, you give a black person a chance and an equal playing field, they will master that art. When it comes to physical activities, you can think of anything. You can think of any sport black people are excelling, except for swimming. Siyeza lapho, siyeza. Siyeza. And then Barkemang, Penuel misquotes Rutendo. Rutendo said South Africa does not have to go through what Zimbabwe went through. Don't misquote that guy. That guy constantly says South Africa is in a better playing field, is in a better position to not do the mistake that other countries have made, but to play the economy game into our advantage. What Zimbabweans went through, we definitely can learn. And then Penuel continues to say Zimbabwean, an average Zimbabwean is better than an average South African. An average Zimbabwean is better than an average South African because of their education system. How many times did you guys hear that? How many times did you guys hear that? I've heard it a lot. I have met a lot of Zimbabwean people, one or two where I thought they were smart, but I haven't been blown away. And I'm not saying Zimbabweans are stupid and dumb, but what good is their education system if it does not fit into their market, their economy? What is it really good? Is it really good? Yes, they might be studying other things that we're not studying, but our useless education system feeds into the economy. It creates employer mentality. So there is always employers. If the Zimbabwean one was better, it was going to create thinkers, and the thinkers would have solved the economy problem in Zimbabwe. But it's not happening. So don't tell me that there's an average Zimbabwean. We've got street kids like Bobonga, Bonga Sitolo, who have left school at primary school, and how bright is he? How bright is he? Think about all the Zimbabwean people you know. And I work with some of them who are doctors here. They work for the vet at the Department of Agriculture. Very smart people. But when I leave the books alone and I speak to the person themselves, I don't see that smartness that you say it's better than what you call a South African. You even say a Zimbabwe with the little that they have, they can grow crops and feed themselves better than South Africans. Then why are you leaving Zimbabwe? Do not, guys. Penuel and Vusi are the masters of speaking down to South Africans. They pretend as if they want to educate you, but they want to win you to their side. The side of saying Black South Africans can't think. Black South Africans are inferior to white South Africans. And I'm here to tell you guys, South Africa is not as bad as people say it is. We South Africans, we know. But the people who know better than us is the foreigners that are in our land. Our black brothers from Zimbabwe, Zambia, Lesotho, wherever, they will tell you, yo, South Africa is the best. We are the Dubai of Africa. You like it or not. You are not going to convince me that South Africa is so bad that they're going to be one at a time lower than Zimbabwe. You are not going to convince me. It's not going to happen. South Africa has got brains. Unfortunately for brains like boy Vusi Thembekwayo, they have left because they've been best here, been called a scam artist, been called a coconut, been called some other names which are not funny. I don't want you guys to call them that. And I want to remind you guys again, there's many facts that and things that I agree with them. I've taught you on my channel. We bring facts and we bring receipts. And when I spoke about Nota, I said when you watch him, take what you need and leave the rest, because Nota is talking a lot of rubbish, but there is some sense in that rubbish. You understand? And Nota is a young man, 1990 or 1991 or something like that. Young man. I told you guys, even Vusi, where he is, Vusi is what he said, 38 years, and Penuel is 37. They are still young. They are my age group. When we grow up 10 years from now, I'm telling you, they will have a different opinion about what they are saying now about apartheid. Because people who have not experienced apartheid, it's easy for them to speculate and talk rubbish. Like if your Rupert leaves, who's going to suffer the most? Really, Vusi? That was not even a question. That is a thought that is in your mind. Penuel did not ask you about Rupert. You came up and talk about it. And this Penuel guy says Zimbabweans are smarter, better, stronger, even physically are stronger. Hey, Matot, hey. Physically are stronger. The way we measure strength, yeah, is through physical activities on an even play field. So we have to go to sports and check who is the best Zimbabwean boxer. Elvis, or Elvis Evan is something like that, a heavyweight. Not close to our South African heavyweights. I've boxed some of the Zimbabwean boys, not close to us when it comes to physical strength, height, strength. South Africa, Zimbabwean has got Shona and Ndebele. I don't know what are the other cultures. They might have a few. And I told you guys, Taura Shona Mbicha and I love my Shona people. They don't get me wrong. But South Africa has got a vast mix of cultures. Zulus, strong people. Xhosas, strong people. Tsongas, strong people. Pedis, strong people. Sutus, strong people. We have Tswanas, soft-hearted but strong also physically. We can go in history and check the facts. You can never tell. And he says now, accuses the poor Zimbabwean and say cash heist is performed by them. No, yes, they are there, some of them, but cash heist most of the time is South Africans. Don't tell me lies. Don't tell me lies. 80% of people who do cash heist might be 4 South Africans, one Nigerian, Zimbabwean, or whatever, Mozambican, or whatever. But mostly it's South Africans. Why am I saying that? Because mostly it's in jobs. They communicate with the South African brother that's working in there, and they create that communication and whatever. And that's why you see most cash heists, they don't kill the people. They just lift their guns, take the money, and go. It's an in-house type of a job. So let's hear what Vusi said about Oliver Dixon from SAFM.
This past week, when the whole apartheid thing was happening, I was at the office. I work late. Sometimes I leave the office at 11 midnight. Oliver Dixon calls me from SAFM. O says to me, dude, I just saw your tweet. Do you have a sec? I said, for you, every day.
Sure.
He and I spent 30 minutes on the phone. I was late for the gym that evening because O phoned me and said, I don't agree with you, and here's why.
Sure.
Do you understand?
So Oliver called Vusi. I wish I had Vusi's numbers. I will also call him. Oliver called Vusi and said, listen, man, what you said about the apartheid government, that the apartheid government would have arrested Keegan Forbes' killer in 24 hours is wrong. I disagree, and here is why I disagree. Vusi says they spoke for 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Oliver could have called me and I could have helped him. I could have helped, excuse me. I could have helped Oliver in 30 seconds. All I was going to say to Vusi, and I've said it in my previous video where I was addressing this issue, this matter. I said, okay, you say the apartheid government was going to arrest AKA's killer in 24 hours. It's good. It's a statement. Now let's test the statement. Let's test it. Give me one example of the apartheid government arresting someone in 24 hours after a murder. Okay, let me give you guys to think as you go to a comment section and tell me if the king is right or wrong. Do you know anyone that was arrested in 24 hours during the apartheid pre-1994? Give me one example. Anyone was arrested in 24 hours. If you guys want to know what my views and thoughts about exactly that thought, go to my other video and go and watch it. And the day you guys give us an example is the day we will admit that the apartheid government was better. And I'm telling you, it wasn't. It wasn't. You know, so let's just hear what Vusi said about apartheid, because what he's going to say now about what apartheid did to South Africans is contradicting what he was saying about black South Africans. About South Africa, what would South Africa happen if Johan Rupert leaves? What Vusi is going to say now is going to contradict everything that he was saying.
In this masterclass, I said, apartheid didn't lose. Apartheid won.
Yeah.
Apartheid didn't lose. Not only did it won, it's still winning. The project of apartheid was not only about the exploitation of the many for the few. It wasn't just about making black people believe they were inferior. The more insidious project in apartheid, its most successful outcome, and I use the word successful for a lack of a better one, so don't get touched with that, is that apartheid was there to convince black people that none amongst them was worth anything. Kungakho today, isitha somuntu omnyama, umuntu omnyama, umuntu ozodiliza inkampani yomuntu omnyama, umuntu omnyama.
So Vusi says apartheid did not lose, but apartheid won. And he said, apartheid, the first thing he says after that, he says, apartheid made black people to feel inferior. That's what Vusi is doing. What will happen if Johan Rupert leave? Who will suffer the most? Black people. Why? Because we are inferior. We can't do what Johan Rupert did. We are not smart enough. We are not clever enough. We are inferior, like Vusi said. Now, if apartheid's job was to make us feel inferior, and we know that, why are we not countering that by showing our brilliance? Unity. Remember, apartheid, the first thing that they did is divide and conquer. But in dividing and conquer, they had to find some blacks, steal them, and make them feel special so that they can belittle these other blacks. Understand? That is why it's all of us, is our dream to stay in town. I want to live acres, because you have tried to transform the location, but just as you build a park, they break it. You do this, they do. So all of us, we want to stay in town. Understand? I stay in town here. My neighbors left and right are white people. I make sure I irritate them always. Always. I have an ANC t-shirt. I wear it. I wear it when I'm doing my garden. Unfortunately, I don't have an EFF because I don't think the ANC t-shirt is working on their nerves properly like the EFF one would. So, and someone says I'm an EFF agent. I don't even have a t-shirt. I wish I have a t-shirt of the EFF so I can be a proper agent. Like I said, guys, I'm not affiliated with any political party whatsoever. Will I in the future? Maybe. I'm not a rich, famous person who wants to stand, who wants to be politically correct when stand on the fence when they are asked about politics. I love all the politics, and the most thing I love is the truth. You understand? So yeah, so like I said, sorry for that. I was just reading my notes here. Like I said, what Vusi says about apartheid, it did not lose, it won, contradicts everything he says. And I wonder if Vusi will come to his senses and see this. It looks like every time we're gonna get a Vusi interview, we're gonna get a controversial apartheid statement. He said it in Cape Town. He said it with JJ Tabane. He's saying it again now without being asked a question. You know, it's a different story when someone asks you, how do you feel about the apartheid police? And you respond and you say something. Understand? Say something stupid. Because what he said is quite blatantly stupid and rubbish. And I'm sorry, Grootman, I won't disrespect you. I will repeat to say, I respect you as a businessman, but as a person, as a black person, I'm having my questions. I'm having my doubts because I don't think you stand for blackness. I think you stand for blackness, but your job is to remind black that they are inferior. Your job is to do that. So I see you as a Cyril Ramaphosa. Why? Because of all the CVs that landed on Cyril Ramaphosa's desk to say appoint a CEO of ESCOM, he took the white guy. It's not because the white guy had experience in ESCOM and working with minerals and whatever. In fact, the other companies, it's been proven that the other companies he was running failed where he was the CEO. So why making him the CEO of ESCOM? Because he's white. And that's the truth, people. You know, that's how people. And now he goes out of being out as being the worst ESCOM manager ever, giving us 200 and something days of ESCOM compared to Brian Molife's 12 days a year. And those that were not straight 12 days. Today we're having load shedding like straight, like the whole month is load shedding. Next month, load shedding. Because of this under the radar guy. Because he's white, everybody trusted him. Against the wishes of the EFF and other parties to say, no, don't employ this guy. But because we believe that white people are better than us, we employ them. We believe that if Johan Rupert leaves South Africa, we're going to suffer. Why do we have to believe that type of rubbish? In this time, in this day and time, 2023, 2024. Guys, there was a show where what you call ENCA was playing in December, where white people left. They call it greener pastures, or they said no. It was like something like the grass is not greener, or something like that. Something like that. I'll try and search it and put it up. There are white people who left for Scotland, New Zealand, Australia, and so forth, came back and said, nah, man, South Africa is actually better. The white people that left came back and said, we left because we were looking for a greener pastures. My husband was an engineer. They took him there and whatever. But yes, staying there, it was not nice. When we came back home, it was very nice. I'll try to get some clips. But there's other people, there's another people, almost said a form of people, another culture of people that we must learn from, and those are the Jewish. Listen to what Vusi says about his Jewish friend.
See you. Sure. And I'm going to, right? I had a conversation with a very wealthy friend of mine. You know him, but I won't mention his name. I don't have his permission to.
I don't know any wealthy people except Vusi.
Who's
officially?
Who's he's a Jewish Zionist, and he was talking to me about how much of his money he sends to Israel.
Yeah.
And man, I was like, what? Like it's telephone directory numbers.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you do that? He says, because we as Jews understand that there are some who must man and protect, as they call it, the homeland. And those of us who are sent out into the exiles of the world to build the banks, the pharmaceutical companies, the retail companies, the chains, the mass chains,
the media companies.
We must send them the resources.
Yeah.
But they're completely aligned on what the mission is. And I think that's going to be the need for our generational mission. Now, it won't be a popular mission because in the degrade are people who are enjoying the degradation.
100%.
Right. There are people sitting on and watching this thing go wrong and going, "Mayiwe vele, sifuna kube kanjalo." And you must understand that when you try to hold the fort and educate, and you're not gonna be liked. And sadly, the masses are too eager to hate you than to understand you, so they will hate you first.
Now, Vusi says his friend is sending millions telephone directory numbers back to Israel. Ne? Did he say Israel? Not sure which country says. If it's not Israel, I will tell you. He says his friend, his Jewish friend, is sending it because he understands for us who are away, building the wealth, we have to send it back to those who are staying at home so that the economy at home can grow. Why is it that black people don't do that? And remember, you can't say, fuck black people, white people are great. Then you come and say, who must I fund? We don't want your money because your money is a white monopolic money. Vusi. You can be a billionaire, whatever. It does not matter. Penuel the same. Understand? You will not transcend like a DJ Spoo does. You will never transcend like a DJ Spoo does. DJ Spoo yi outi yasekasi. Show me a clip where DJ Spoo speaks bad about black people. Show me a clip. I'm waiting. We can go and search and say, King, I found something, and then you post it up so that we can debate that also. DJ Spoo is one excellent example. One excellent example of black empowering black. This guy. You remember what Zola 7 was doing, guys? With that TV show that of his. You remember what he was doing? Excellent black empowering black. They had to close that show because it was just becoming too much of a success. And out here, he had a problem of alcohol and all of that. But they had to close that show. It's not a useless show like we are Jola 99. No, it was a show that was empowering people. And DJ Spoo, my goodness, we must celebrate this man. My goodness. What a man. Even Penuel and Vusi, who is much richer than DJ Spoo, respects Grootman Spuda. Hi, Spoo bafethu. Spoo Grootman lethu bafethu. Grootman lethu. Such a humble. Even when he's in an interview, you will think DJ Spoo is just a small YouTuber who's just coming to learn from the people he's interviewing. The way he keeps quiet, comments less. Aile Penuel. Oh God. Always want to show his 2 cents peanuts mind by commenting and interjecting every time. You don't hear anything. That's what I said about Umekji, but Umekji is growing now. Umekji is listening now. Because I saw when I read his comments, when they interviewed Tibo Touch, I'm like, my God, Tibo Touch has got so much to say, brother. Keep quiet. Ask the question and let the man answer it. Don't, when his answer it, come with another thought that is not related to the question. Let Tibo Touch speak. But now I must say, McG is doing much, much, much better. And Soul and the Ghost Lady, they are doing much, much better. If you don't know, they are McG, what do they call it? Their podcast. Just type McG on YouTube and follow them, please. Because I think they are trying to reach 1 million before April or something like that. 1 million subscribers. That's crazy. The biggest podcast in Africa. So if you can, please go in and follow them and let's support them, guys, in whatever they are doing. They are doing a great job. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Guys, my family, please let's meet on the comment section. And go on Penuel's channel also and subscribe there. Vusi also has a channel. Go there and subscribe there. Like I said, go with an open mind to take what you need to take and block what you need to block. When Vusi and Penuel are not talking about apartheid and black and white, all the other things they say make sense, except for Penuel about God and marriage. I don't agree with him. Maybe I'll cover it someday. Maybe I won't, because yeah, let me not speak down to the brother. But anyway, go and support their channels also, and make sure that you subscribe there and comment there, and make sure that you push them. Penuel has got quite a few followers, but it's never enough, because it looks like he's content creating is his job. That's what he's doing. It's one of his streams of income. So support him, guys, all the time. I will never say don't subscribe, don't do whatever to other channels, but I will say take what you need to take and block what you need to block. The same with my channel. Some would feel like I said, someone said I'm an EFF agent. Yeah, some will feel like that. So in my EFF agentness, if I can say that, take the truth and the facts that I'm saying, because in this channel we work with receipts. Take the truth and block what you need to block. Understand? But give me a chance to speak. Give me a voice. Give me a chance. Give me an ear, so that I can say my thoughts out there. Because everything is about opinions, but we can't argue about facts. We can't argue about facts, and I don't like the fact that we blacks keep on looking down to one another. It's your boy, King053. Please, hit the bell icon so that you can get notified when I drop videos and content. I'm trying to do that almost every day for you guys. Show your boy love in the comment section. Until we meet next time, I wanted to speak about now how but it's so late now as I'm recording this video, guys. Really, my days are busy, but your boy is trying to come through for you guys. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate the support. Ngiyabonga, ngiyaleboga, asante. Thank you so much. See you next time. Salute.